I never once in my life ever said I wanted to be the best of all time. Ever.
Tom Brady is a game changer.
Brady has averaged more points as a starting quarterback than anyone else.
I wanted to be the best I could be, period.
Tom Brady went 13-19 on third down. That's impossibly great.
Tom Brady, I think, is probably the best quarterback to ever play the game.
I think the scariest picture for the rest of the league is Brady in the locker room after this game, and he's just casually packing his bag. Like business as usual, me dominating the rest of the league and winning a Super Bowl.
My favorite player is Will Clark. His name was Will the Thrill. My dad was like, say something, say something. I was like, I'm not saying anything. And then finally I stood up and I said, Mr. Clark, I'm Tom, nice to meet you. And he said, nice to have you, kid. And, it was one of those moments where it was kind of really eye-opening for me. I had this opportunity when I was young to play. I was actually a pretty good baseball player when I was a kid. I was just surrounded by all those sports. And I picked a high school where it was it was right down the street from my house, but it was very baseball type school. It wasn't like the kid where you see Tiger Woods swinging on the Johnny Carson show at 2 or 3 years old, and swing looks as good as it did at 3 years old as it did, as he grew older. Or, certain players that had this unbelievable prodigy aspect to themselves. I saw myself as someone who probably had some other traits that maybe were hard to identify, but that were really sustainable over time, which was, I would say, work ethic and discipline. I went to an all-boy school in the Bay Area, and I remember showing up my first day as freshman year. I didn't have much, hair under my arms or anything like that. I was like, these other kids came in shaving, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I didn't know how to put the pads on in my pants when I tried out for freshman football. I had never played until that point except in the street. So these kids came out there, they had helmets and shoulder pads that they had worn for 4 years through Pop Warner, and I went on the field and I was like, I'm gonna get killed out here. Going into my second year in high school, there were workouts in the morning at 6 a.m. before school, and I was like, okay, I can get up at 6 a.m. and I can go do these rope drills. There were these hills that we would run up, and there was probably less than 10 people there, but I was probably one of the 3 that were there almost every single day. So we're all talented at certain things, but we can really continue to improve our weaknesses if we're humble enough to identify them, and we can build on our strengths. And I think we're all trying to find a more well-rounded aspect to ourselves, but a lot of that has to come with this understanding about yourself that what you know is very limited and what you don't know is limitless. And you have an opportunity every day to surround yourself with people to help you grow. If I want to be the best, I got to beat the best. I got to wake up in the morning and I got to do the extra work. And I got to show up when other guys aren't. And I've got to learn. I've got to continue to be open to learning. And my freshman year, I redshirted. Never played, barely practiced, but I learned a lot. I walked into Coach Carr's office, the head coach at Michigan at the time, and he said, Brady, I want you to stop worrying about what all the other players on our team are doing. All you do is you focus on the starter, the second guy. You don't worry about what you're focused on. You came here to be the best. I want you at this program, and if you're going to be the best, you got to beat out the best. He goes, you got to start working with this guy named Greg Harden. I would complain all the time that the guys ahead of me were getting more opportunity than I was. And he said, just go in there and focus with the 2 that you got and make them as perfect as you possibly can. Man, I'd sprint in there like it was Super Bowl 49. Let's go, boys, here we go. What play we got? I did really well with those 2 because I brought enthusiasm, I brought some energy, and I had a little more confidence in myself. And it went from 2 reps to getting 4 reps because those 2 were pretty good. Then I had 4 good reps. Then I got 10 good reps. And before you knew it, through this new attitude, through this new shift that Greg had said to me, focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You treat it like it's game day. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does. And I did that every single day. There's no straight line for anybody. It didn't matter what the other guys were doing. It didn't. I had to look in the mirror every night. Last year was a hard year for me, one of the hardest in my life, and I printed out The Man in the Glass you know, the big poster, and I put it on my mirror in the bathroom, and I looked at it every single day. And I said, be proud of the man in the glass. Be proud of that man that wakes up every day and does the best that he could do with his priorities. A lot of things happen in our life. We all face our challenges and adversities, and we all go through things, and I think life is about dealing with a lot of things that you didn't want to have happen in your life, whether it's your business or whether it's sports or whether it's personal or, you know, children. And like I said, we all have our unique challenges, but do the best you can do. Show up every day and make the commitment to yourself and the people that count on you, the people that you support you. And through a lot of failures, you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to hopefully be humbled, because sometimes, you know, you give your best and it doesn't work. So what are you going to do? Quit? I feel like I've been so blessed. I'm so grateful for all the people that have been in my life, because I couldn't have done it without all of them. All those experiences that we think are the hardest things in our life end up being the best experiences in our life, because if you approach it with humility and you look inward, they become the best opportunities for growth and learning. Most people could say, I want to exercise for one day, or I want to be more hydrated for one day. Well, can you do it for a week? Well, that's more discipline, right? Can you do it for a month? That's more discipline. Can you do it for a year? That's even more discipline. How disciplined are you to maintain that routine over a period of time? And I think that will determine your level of success. Fame didn't motivate me. I didn't give a about any of it. I always took less money because I wanted a good team around me. I didn't care about going to all these different places and doing those things. I just wanted to be my best. I wanted to go out there, and the team believed in me. I didn't want to let them down. If I want to be the best, I got to beat the best.